Hello everyone, welcome to my training session. In this video, I'm just going to be explaining my thought process as a 2100 ELO on chess.com rapid, and I'm just trying to train my calculation and improve my chess vision online and over the board, but I'll be doing that over the board later on. But if you're a beginner intermediate watching this video, it's okay to feel like my calculation is a bit advanced. I'll try to simplify everything that I'll be thinking about to help you just upgrade your chess calculation and vision. Because you, as a beginner intermediate, you don't think the same way as we do as advanced chess players. That's why you're still stuck at your current level. So watching me how I think and understand my ideas, it's going to help you upgrade your chess vision and calculation much, much faster than anything else. Okay, most of you just watching, whenever you're trying to do this the same thing, you just look for moves that feel good. Okay, we don't make moves based on feelings. We make moves based on deep calculation, and we need to make sure that our idea works before we even do it. Now, we don't play hope chess. Okay, I'm gonna explain everything I'll do. Okay, so now we are at a 2405 rating here on Lichess. I don't do much on Lichess, but I'm trying to do this more often on this channel so that I can be more accountable, feel more accountability, and try to do this every single day to help myself increase my rating and reach my chess goals. Alright, enough talking. Black here just took the pawn on c3. Whenever we're looking at any position, what I like to do is just like to assess the position. We have two rooks, they have two rooks, right? We have two bishops, they have two bishops. We have a knight, they have a knight. We have a queen, they have a queen. Perfect. Now look at the pawns. We have 4 pawns. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. So black is up a pawn that they took right now. And our knight is hanging. Right. So our knight is hanging. You might say, well, we can just try to defend it or try to move it. But not always. We don't always have to do it. We need to look for ways that we can attack the opponent, not only defend. And it's very difficult at the beginner intermediate level because whenever you're attacked, you're like immediately move the piece that is being attacked or defend it. You don't even think. So in this video, you need to pause many, many times to try to find the moves and then compare your thought process to mine. Okay? So now, right now, I don't care about the knight on b2. It's just something, secondary. I'm not focusing on it that much. Now, I'm seeing that I have a relatively safe king. Okay, I'm not gonna get checked anytime sooner. My king is relatively safe. Now, whenever we're looking at the opponent's king, as you can see, my bishop, my queen, my rook is aiming at the opponent's king. So that means we have some chances of attacking. Now, I would like to have, to scan for checks, captures, and attacks. First of all, we have checks. It doesn't matter how silly and ridiculous the check look like or the capture. Okay, in most puzzles that you're gonna try to solve on your own, you're gonna find some really ridiculous moves, and they are the only moves that actually lead to a win. But not always. You just have to reflect and be flexible in your calculation. So here we have check with the queen and check with the bishop. Obviously, taking with the queen is stupid. Taking with the bishop is also stupid. That's a free bishop. So the thing is, what I'm seeing right now, that their king is unable to escape, right? And I'm seeing that, let's just imagine there is no knight on f6. Okay, let's just imagine it. We just have bishop takes h7. The king will be forced to go to h8 because it cannot run away. Then we pull the bishop back, attacking their king with a check, discovered check with the queen. They have to go back here, and queen h7 will be checkmate. So it's going to be a checkmate with the bishop and the queen, but there's a problem. That's not an f6. So instead of looking at our queen being hanging and moving away and just go here and defend, for example, like queen e2, defend this and defend the queen, we look for ways to attack. And I'm thinking about this move, rook takes f6. They will take back in any way, it doesn't really matter. No, actually, if they take with a pawn, that's checkmate in one. Alright? If we take their knight and they take with a bishop or they take with a rook, then hold on. See, rook takes f6, bishop takes f6, there's bishop takes h7, king goes here, check, they go here, and that's checkmate. But if rook takes f6, rook takes f6, that's a completely different thing. Bishop takes h7, king goes here, and I'm not seeing another check for us. So now it's getting a bit tricky. So first of all, it was very simple. Only when they take with a pawn and we get a mate in one, or they take with the bishop and we got mate in, you know, whatever that is. But if they take with the rook, that's a completely different thing. Okay, so rook takes f6, rook takes f6. Oh, what about just queen takes h7? He can just move. No, I don't like that. Rook takes f6, rook takes f6, bishop takes h7, king goes here to f8. And I'm not seeing, we don't have a check. We don't have a check. Oh, that's interesting. You know, one thing that I'm trying to force myself into is to don't make the move before I'm 1,000,000,000% sure that I'll be winning in that specific line that I chose, because this is a reflection of my games. Okay, if I just make a random move based on intuition or based on feeling, and then I get, you know, absolutely cooked after that because it didn't work, I feel really bad. So the purpose of this video is to help you make, you know, do the exact same thing in your games. Don't just make the move, make sure that the move works 100%, then you can go for it once you're sure. If you're not sure, then you should not be guessing. Like right now I should not be guessing like takes. I'm sure that rook takes here, it's a good move, but I'm not seeing rook takes f6. What's going to happen after that? Bishop takes h7, king f8, and I mean, it's very tricky though. Queen takes d5, and the idea is to get a queen check. They move here. This is getting very okay. So hold on, why not bishop takes h7 now? Knight takes. Do we have anything here? I don't think so. Rook takes f6, rook takes f6, bishop takes h7, king here, king f8. Here. Oh my god, I really don't want to be forced to making the move without actually being sure about it. Rook takes f6, rook takes f6, bishop takes h7, king f8. And I'm just not seeing I'm not seeing what's gonna happen. We can take a pawn, we can pin the bishop, but I believe that we have to do something forcing. We don't have a bishop check because the pawn is stopping us. Okay, in order to make this video a bit shorter and not very long, I'm just going to go with rook takes f6. Sometimes it just takes me more than 5-10 minutes just to calculate deeply without talking. So I'm going to play the first move. Okay, and we get the move that we don't like. We wished for them to take with the pawn or with the bishop, which, you know, it would have been made. Okay. Bishop takes h7, queen takes h7, queen takes d5. Which one is correct? Oh, don't tell me it was that simple. Please don't tell me it was that simple. Don't tell me it was just about winning the dame rook on a8 and I was like trying to find a mate. I mean, sometimes I do this in my games. I'm trying to figure out something that is not even there. I'm trying to force a mate when it's not even any mate on the board. So right now I'm thinking that the idea behind this puzzle is just simply queen takes d5 and we win the rook with a check, right? Because after queen takes, it doesn't matter whether the king moves or they block, it's going to be taking them with a check, and then we can possibly pin the bishop to stop them from winning our knight or something. Yes, that was the idea. Oh my god, I really don't like that when it happens. Like sometimes I'm really try to force something that is not there on the board, and I struggle to undo that, right? But of course, with multiple training sessions per week, we will get that happening. All right. So white just played h5. We scan the board. Okay, we have 5 pawns. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. So the position is materially equal. Now, for things that we can capture, we cannot give checks. So things that we can capture this pawn, and they might capture back. Okay. Doesn't mean we have to play it. So it's just there. It's a candidate move. That's a capture. So either a check, a capture, or an attack. We don't have nothing to attack with. There's possibly something that we can do. And that is we have 3 on 2 on this side. and an understanding of pawn endgames. Sorry if there's some kind of peeping sound in the background. There's a celebration close to my house. And okay, so 3 pawns on 2. I think we can create a pass pawn by playing a5, a4. They take, we take, and then we're gonna try to push this pawn. And then if they ever try to put their king back, we possibly take, and we get the king close. But what I don't know for sure, do we take right now and create an isolated pawn and then go for the last pawn, and whenever the king goes there, we go after the weakness and we push this one. So we're trying to create multiple threats on the board, or we don't do anything about right now and just play a5, a4. Let's calculate. This is the entire purpose of this video. So I want to play h5, a5. If they take me, I take. Alright. If they play the check, I take. They move here, I go there. They go here, I play this move a4. They might take and I might take. And if they take, we push. And they're not in time to stop my pawn. What about a5? And they do not take. They play check. Well, I take. They take. I just move. They go here with the same idea. Okay. So a5. They take. I take. Check. Here, here, here. And they play b4. I take like this. They take. I push. The king gets closer. And I just... Yeah, I think this is completely winning, but if I played a5 right now, I'm not sure if I have to isolate one of the pawns first, create a weakness there, and then go for this pass pawn, but I believe it is a5 first. Oh my lord. I hate this. Okay, it's not a5. We definitely missed something in our calculation. That doesn't mean we just go here and view the solution. We do not click view the solution and get a hint. And we don't keep trying stuff, we we really try to find out what is wrong with the a5. So a5, what is wrong with it? I mean, they can take, I can take. They I don't know, they push, take, push. I mean, I'm not really seeing what is wrong with that. So it is possibly we have to create a weakness there, because if we played a5, they can possibly play something like what? Like, I don't know, h6, trying to play a check, and after we take, king moves. I'm not sure. The thing is, I don't see the idea of, isolating one of the pawns or creating a weakness there, then going for the a5 move, because I know this move is the best move, but it's not the best move right now, because of something happening here. Definitely not pushing, definitely not just moving the king, because that's stupid. So the most logical move is to capture. No, this is by the process of elimination. If it's not the best move, I'm absolutely cooked, because I mean, there's nothing else. Either we capture or we push. Alright, now we go for the push. So there's something here. Now, what is the most important thing? If you did not get it wrong, if you did not get it right, you have to learn from the computer why it was not right. But first of all, we're gonna try to understand it ourselves. Let's play. After this move h5, let's imagine we played a5. What is wrong with this move? What can they create? I mean, a check. Do we take? They take. We move here. Stop the pawns. We still have a4. Can they play king there? We push. Take, we take. Holy smokes. Here. King c4. Wait, what? No. Okay. We have to figure out a way to understand why a5 in this position is bad. Yes, because of the line that I showed you, h6. Oh my gosh. And then they're gonna try to create something. But why not a4 right now? B takes a4, takes here, and the king can just go back. Okay, what if we got... And we can never get close, because now there's 2 on 1. So they can always play this move f5. We have to take it, and they will create a passer on this side. That's why we need to isolate one of the pawns first, and now there is no 2 pawns on 1, and the king will be able to stop the lone pawn. Yeah, that was the difference between a5 immediately and taking this pawn. Totally okay. Let's play another position. Okay, they just took this pawn. The most important thing whenever looking at a position, you assess the position first. So we have two rooks, they have two rooks. Good stuff. They have a bishop, we have a knight. So, of the same value. We have a queen, they have a queen. And now we look at our pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. So they are up a pawn. Fine. Okay. And then we look at the king's safety. Well, both kings are relatively safe, I would say. Not that very complicated stuff. Okay. Now, we don't have checks. We have a very dumb check, queen takes e6, but doesn't make any sense. Okay, so now we look for captures. We can capture their rook, we can capture their bishop in two ways. That's not a logical capture. So these are the logical, reasonable captures. Either we take their rook or we take their bishop with either the queen or the knight. Now we have to calculate each one separately. So definitely the rook is more important than just taking a bishop, right? We need to preserve the rook. But if we take, they're not going to take with the rook and lose an entire piece for free. After we take with the rook, they're going to take with the bishop. But then we're going to have a fork on c6. They don't have a check to escape it. And if they played queen b7, offering queen trade, we take, and then we take the rook. So rook takes c8. If they take with the rook, that's freebies. In any way we take it. Rook takes c8. Bishop takes c8. Knight c6, forking the queen and the rook. The queen would move somewhere that is safe. That's an idea. That's definitely an idea. What else? What else can we do? I mean, are they all the possible moves right now? Their queen is not defended. The bishop is not defended. We have to find a link, a connection between these things. Like taking their bishop, attacking their rook. They can take us here. So what if knight takes bishop, pawn takes rook, we take their rook. They take. We take with a check. Their king moves somewhere, and we take back. But then we get back rank mated. That's very stupid. So I'm saying it's just as simple as just a fork. I mean, look, at my level, I don't think it's gonna be as simple as just a fork. That's very dumb. I mean, you saw the previous one. I mean, the previous one was a bit complicated. It's not that simple. But in this one, I don't believe it's just a simple fork. Like we take, they take, and we fork them. That's it. Because right now they're up a pawn. So if we take their rook, they go to the bishop, we fork them. They move their queen, we take them, they take back. So they're only up. Well, they're up a pawn. So we're going to be up a pawn ourselves, but I don't see it as good. I mean, it is very good. We're attacking this pawn, adding pressure here. I believe it's just as simple as a fork, even though it shouldn't be as simple as it, because it should be higher level. I don't know. I'm 100% sure that whenever I take their rook, it's not going to be the best move. But something tells me that this is the natural move. This is my intuition. What? They took with the rook? What about the bishop? So obviously we don't take with the knight, because then that will lead to a pin and we cannot defend. So we're going to get cooked. So we take with the queen. After queen takes, knight takes. Oh, so possibly there's some kind of counterplay. So queen takes, knight takes, rook b8. We move our knight somewhere. They take the pawn. We take this pawn. And they try to say, but we have an extra piece. So queen takes, right? Alright, so it was as simple as a fork or a hanging piece. Wow, sometimes I overcomplicate things. Alright, they just played knight to g4. We look for, first of all, we assess. We have two rooks, they have two rooks. We have a bishop, they have a bishop, we have a bishop, they have a knight, so the same value, queen, queen, good stuff. Now pawns, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So they are up a pawn in this position. Right. Which king is safer? Definitely not our king. Our king is unable to move. Their knight is jumping in. That's very annoying. So our king is not the safest. So we have to find a way to release, relieve the tension here. Okay. We look for captures. We can capture their knight. Can we capture something else? No. So we can capture their knight. That's number one. Number two, attacks. We can attack their queen. Move like g6, which I don't believe in. Their queen is almost trapped, but it's not trapped. Because after g6, there's a check. We move and we just get absolutely cooked. So let's just, first of all, calculate the capture. Capturing their knight. Which way they will take? I mean, they might take with the pawn, just moving their king and doubling up like this, and we're getting somewhere bad. What else? I mean, if there's a rook on h8, we could win their queen, but the bishop would be hanging, so it doesn't really make sense. The g6 we already calculated. There could be knight h6 check, king g7. Knight takes, rook takes, and the queen goes back. So I'm seeing that there's something wrong with the queen here. The queen cannot move. So it has to do with trapping the queen. But how can we trap the queen though? Bishop here would not trap the queen. The queen can go here. Okay. Okay. It's getting a bit spicy here, but we have to find it on ourselves. We should not be using hints. We should not be speculating the move. The queen cannot move, right? We need something to attack the queen. Well, what about this rook? Rook a6. Okay, what's going to happen after that? Bishop there. Queen goes here. We play this move. They take us with a check. We block. They go here. I'm not sure if that is the best move. Because we need this move, but then they can just take with a check. Right? And then we attack them. They can just take here. That's completely stupid. No, it's not the best move. Then what is? What is as simple as queen c6, but there's knight here. And queen d6 and bishop here. I mean, queen d6, we're just giving them time to just pull the queen back if anything happens. We need to find a forcing move. And the only forcing moves here are either capturing this or attacking like this. g6, queen has to go here. Because g6, they give a check, we attack them. Hold on. g6 check. We have to play king g7. They're going to take with his, and we're going to go here, they're going to go back. So we did not gain anything. And g6 check, we cannot go here because they can just simply move their knight. No, hold on. Hold on. g6, knight h6, and king h7, they cannot move their knight because their queen would be hanging. So g6, knight h6, this. Okay, what about g6, queen h6, and what do we do now? Don't tell me it's as simple as just rook f7 and rook h7. That would be freaking hilarious. g6, queen h6, rook f7, knight jumps, rook there. The queen can go back. No, the queen cannot go back. Hold on. Because the queen is there. I think the move is just g6, queen there, rook there, and rook here. To trap the queen. And utilize the knight being here, stopping the queen from going back. So we have to start with a forcing move. This move is too slow. This move is too slow. Too slow. Too slow trying to protect that square. I think g6. Oh, check. Then we're completely winning because of king h7. Now remember, we don't go here allowing the check and then we have to take and they can just run back. No. And we don't go here allowing this double check and they can escape with their queen or something. But we play this. Give me the queen. If you move the queen, give me the knight. Nice. It took us some time, but we found it. Alright, Scan the board. We have two rooks. They have two rooks. We have a queen. They have a queen. But they have a bishop and we don't have a bishop. Alright. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they are up a pawn and a piece. Wow. Completely beautiful stuff. Okay. So now we look at king's safety. So yes, right now we're down material, but our king is relatively safe. We're not going to get checked anytime sooner. They don't have pieces aiming at us. But we have a very active rook, a very active queen, and it looks like there has to be some kind of a mate in this position, but we don't have one. What is the best move? Let's find out. Okay, so I'm seeing this pawn is very weak. A queen h7 check, king moves here. I'm not seeing the purpose of doing the check. It doesn't matter if there's a check. What matters, what happens after the check. What are you going to do? So check, they go here, another check. And I don't think there's a way to win the rook or something, so it's not really it. Rook h7, trying to get a mate. If they go here, then we... Oh la la, okay, that's more promising. Rook h7, rook here, we threaten checkmate in 1, and trying to give a check to win their queen. And they don't have checks, that's the most important thing, they don't have checks. So rook h7, what if they use the queen to protect? Well, the same threat. Queen h5 and rook h8 checkmate. The same threat. So rook h7, queen e7, queen h5. It doesn't matter what they do. They have to lose something. They have to lose either the game or like the queen. That's what I believe, because this is the only way to add pressure. The g7 square, it's very weak. And this will give us time to threaten checkmate in 1 that they have to defend, which gives us even more time to play queen h5, threaten checkmate in a different way. So I think the most reasonable move is rook h7, queen h5, and we just win the queen. Is that it? That it. Okay, beautiful stuff. Scan the board. 2 rooks. No, they have 2 rooks, we only have 1 rook. They have a bishop, we have a knight, so they are up in exchange. 4 pawns. 4 pawns. Okay, so they are up in exchange and a pawn. Okay, our king is relatively safe, as you can see. 3 pawns in front of it. But their king is not. We have knight attacking, we have the queen, we have the other knight. So good stuff happening with our, with activity of our pieces. Okay, what can we do in this position? We need to scan for checks. Okay, checks. Any check with the queen is completely ridiculous. In my opinion, there's nothing there, obviously. So the most reasonable check is knight to e5 check. And they can just simply move their king. And after that, that gives us time to win this pawn on c6, which gives us more checks. So I believe the most reasonable move is knight e5. But what if they give up the rook? We take. Are we getting mated? I don't think so. Are we going to get trapped or something? No, we can just give some checks. They move back, and we're winning a lot of stuff. So I believe it's knight e5 check. It doesn't matter where they go, though. Like if they go here, we have this check. They move their king. We can get in with the other knight. We can take some stuff. Yeah, this is the best move, definitely. Oh, but that's interesting. Which way we take? With the queen or with a pawn? That's a good test. If we take with a pawn, then they can just simply play something like this. And I don't really see it. I want to get in. Like, I want to take with the queen, give a check. They are pretty much forced to go here, and then that will lead to another check. They would go here and another check. That would be checkmate. So I think this line, taking with the queen, is more forcing than just taking with the pawn. Taking with the pawn, yes, it's forcing with the check, but they can just simply move. But it doesn't matter where they move, though. Hold on. Takes with a check. They can block. But what if takes with a check, they block, we sack, they take, we go here. I don't see a mate, though. Do I see a mate? Oh, Lord. No, because the queen will be looking at that square. Taking like this, they can just go king c7, right? Yeah, we have to take with the queen. We have to. And now we have check. Go here, another check. And we're trying to win their rook. Beautiful. Okay. Scan. 2 rooks, 2 rooks, 2 pawns, 2 pawns, but they have 2 extra pawns, so they're up material. Okay, now we are in check. We have 4 possible squares to go to. Okay. So what I'm seeing right now from this position that their king is unable to move. So a move like rook h d2 will be checkmate in 1. But we have to figure out a way to do that. Moving the king. Now, there's only 1 square for the king to go to, which is very complicated to see is for at first. King a5. If they do anything, just anything except playing this move, they will getting mated. Right? Then we can play some checks. They go here, another check. They go there, another check. And we either win their rook or it's going to be perpetual check. I don't know. King a5, king a6, king a7, king c7. Which one is good? I mean, going here, they can play another check. We move back. They're giving us another check. And I think then they will be losing the game because we have the threat and we also want to win their rook. So this move seems fine. But after king c7, they can play e4. And then we play the check. They go here. Another check and we can take the pawn, but it's not winning. Which one is correct, though? I mean, the rook is not hanging so that we can just easily attack it and threaten checkmate at the same time. It's not that simple. It's protected. Moving the king here. They will play this move e4. We can play rook a2. Ooh, hold on. I think I found the move. I think it's king a5. King a5, they push the pawn. We play rook a2. The thing checkmate in 1. And if they go here, give me your rook. But they can go here, though. But no, that'll be completely cooked. Hold on. King a5. E4. Rook a2, trying to take this pawn with a check, and the rook will be hanging at the same time in case they manage. Okay, okay. King a5, e4, rook a2, king e3, and then we go rook takes a3 check. Their king will be able to run away, but we can win their rook. This move is safe. This move, just simply moving away from checks, but this move is the one that moves. The one that moves. What the fuck is that? The one that wins the game, I believe. Boom. Boom. All right. Oh, I love this. Beautiful stuff. It's very rewarding when you find the line before you even play it. Now, my tip for you. Do not try to guess the move on the board. Okay, I only did it once, and I tried to, in the first position, it was a bit complicated. I was thinking it was going to be about a checkmate, and at the end, it was just about winning a piece. But my advice to you: do not speculate. Do not try to think. Don't try to find the move by just simply spamming the moves all over the board. No, just calculate the line, make sure it works. And you see all of it, and then you play it when you're 100% sure about it. Just like in this position. Okay. They played b5. Scan the board. King. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. So the position is materially equal. Okay. What can we do? Of course, we should not be allowing them to capture us, because if they did, this pawn is unstoppable. So we either capture or we push. Is there a difference? Well, possibly there is. That's why we're trying to solve this. Now, which one is more forcing? It's definitely a capture. So what if we capture? They capture back. We play this check. They move here, and we're gonna lose the pawn though. We're losing a pawn in the process. What if you play the check? Just a different move order. They go here. We play a5, forcing them to go back, and then we win the pawn. But if g3 check first, they play h3. We push. We're forcing them to make a bad move. Okay. So the idea behind this puzzle is Zugzwang. It's a tactic, but it's much, complicated position that you can reach that Zugzwang position. It's just we're trying to force black into making a bad move, but we have to start with the most forcing move first. Now, it's not the capture, it's the check. If check, they have two possible moves, h3, h5. If g3 check, h3, then we push and telling them, what you got? Come on, play a bad move. So they either give us a free pawn that we can just give up and then we promote, or after this, they move their king and we win the pawn and then we promote this one. Now if g3 check king h5, now we tell them, come on, make a bad move your king away, give me the pawn. So this is the move. g3, make a bad move, thank you for the pawn. Nice. Alright, scan the board. Two rooks, two bishops. One knight for one knight, and they seem to be up a knight. Alright. But let's look at what is happening. Okay, so their king is not safe at all, right? Their king is not that safe. We look for checks. We have queen e4 check. We have queen b4 check. We have bishop b4 check. What else we have? I don't believe anything related to captures because we're down material. We should not be capturing stuff before we force them into a bad position first. So it has to be a check. That's the most logical thing. Queen e4 check. They can just simply block. No, they cannot block with the queen. That's a free rook. So queen e4 check. Bishop blocks. Bishop there. That's not going to be good. What if we started with bishop b4 check? They block with their knight. Because if bishop b4 check, they play king here. That's checkmate in one. So bishop b4 check. They have to play knight d2. We can play then queen e4 check. They cannot block with the queen because then they will have a hanging rook. So they have to block with the bishop. So bishop b4, knight d2, queen e4, bishop e2. Queen takes pawn attacking their rook. The rook can move. And there is nothing. Absolutely nothing. What is this position? What? It has to be something good. We have to start with bishop b4. If we don't start with bishop b4, I don't know anything about chess. We have to start with this move. Forcing them to a bad position, that will be checkmate. So bishop b4 check, knight d2, queen e4 check. They have to block with the bishop. But after they block with the bishop, what's happening? Bishop b4, knight d2. Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay, now I get it. Oh my god, that was a simple one. I don't know why it took me so much time. Bishop b4, knight d2, bishop takes, queen takes, check, and we win the rook. Oh, come on, bro. That's very embarrassing. Come on, dude. Okay. Scan the board. Rook, queen. Nice. They have 4 pawns. We only have 1. So we're completely cooked in this endgame if we ever got into 1. But it's black to move. Alright. We scan the board for checks. We have a check here, check here, check here, check here. But first of all, we assess the position of their king. Their king is absolutely cooked, as you can see. Cannot move, cannot escape. So rook here would be mate, but it's not. Because they can block. Okay. If they blocked, we have a check. They have to move their king and we can win their rook. But is winning the rook enough? I don't think so. They have too many checks and too many pawns. I mean, the checks by themselves are enough for, to get a draw, I believe. So, rook a1 check, rook a3, queen a6 check. They move their king there. We give another check. That would be made, though. No, that would not be made. What am I talking about? They can go here. But then that will be made, right? So rook a1 check, rook a3, queen c6, rook b3, rook there check, king there, and queen c2 checkmate. But that's if a check and they block and the check and they go back. But what if rook a1 check? They have to block with their rook. We give this check and they go here. Then queen c4 will be checkmate. Am I right? Here, here, and here. Okay, simple mate. Okay, simple mate. Okay, that was fine. Okay. Here, scan the board. Bishop, bishop, queen, queen. Good. We have 3 pawns. No, we have 4 pawns. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. Okay. So something is telling me that we're gonna have a passer. Alright? Protected pass pawn. So we just simply capture their queen. They capture, we push the pawn, but they have bishop to d2 to stop our pawn from promoting. Which is very interesting. So we cannot take their queen, right? If we take their queen, they're going to take with the bishop. If we take, they can just simply take back, and that's a draw. Opposite color bishops, obviously. Queen takes, bishop takes, we push. There's going to be bishop d2. And even though the pawn is protected, it's going to take us ages to get the king there, and possibly there's some counterplay. So we don't take. Something much simpler, honestly. Just give a check. They do whatever. We push the pawn. They cannot go here. So we give a check. They block. We take. They take with the bishop. We push. They go here. So what if queen b6 check? Just to make sure we're not going to have a hanging queen. They block with the queen. We push. They take us. We take. And there's no possible way for them to stop the pawn from promoting. So I think the starting move is a check. They block. They do whatever. We push the pawn trying to promote. And then... Okay. It has to be this, right? Fuck. Why? Why did I just play this move immediately? Why did I play it immediately? That is so stupid. I always do this. Always do the move without even thinking. What is wrong with pushing, though? What is wrong with pushing that? Just queen e3? So I think the idea, we have to force a checkmate on g2 somehow. So we get the bishop here to f1. And they cannot escape the mate, and then they have to do something bad. And we don't exchange, because if we take, they take with the bishop, we push, they move their pawn, and we cannot promote. So I think we have to play this move now. Oh my god, that was the whole difference. I would have seen it if I just spent like 2 seconds on it. I just played that move instantly, just pushed the pawn. I had to play bishop there, but it most likely, the difference here, that if we pushed, there's queen e3. That's exactly what I saw. We cannot threaten checkmate, we cannot do much. Yeah. Okay, final one. They played h5, scan the board. 2 pawns, 2 pawns. So, materially equal position. They played h5. Okay. So definitely we should be, at pawn endgames, especially in king of pawn endgames, only like that, we have to, be careful about king activity. So the one who has more king activity obviously wins more games, because then they would control more space and attack more weaknesses. So I'm looking at the square for their king, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to allow them to go there, so I want to play king e3. But king e3, h4, h3, we force him to go back, we get the king, and I think that will be winning for us, right? Can they do something else? King e3, they go back, we just play this move. They go here, we play this, and we're trying to force, we freeze the pawn and then we take it. But we should not be playing h4 or h3 because that allows their king to get in. So this move makes a lot of sense. They move back. Now here there is a difference. We don't play h4 because yes, we're stopping their king from getting in, but h4 will force us into a bad move position, right? h4, king there, we have to move our king. They go there, and possibly we might lose. So I think it's king f4. King f4, there is e5 check. There is g3, king g3. If they played... hold on, is that a draw though? Shit. Is it king f4 or king f3? Because king f4, e5 check, king g3, king there, give me a check. They move back. And we cannot get to their pawns anymore. We just have to travel the world to get to the pawns. h4. This move. Here, 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 here. And now we're going to be having the opposition. So I think it's h4 first. freeze the pawn, stop their king from accessing the important squares. So after h4, if they get the king close, king f3, king d4, king f4, e5 check, king f5. They have to move their king and they're going to lose the pawn. I think that the starting move is h4. I know, first of all, I thought about this move, but I think this move is leading to a draw because of this. I think the starting move is h4. h4, king there, king f3, king there, push here, and we take the pawn. h4, e5, king d3, king e6, king here, and we're just going to try to force the king back. Okay, it's not the best move. Oh, there's a much simpler one. Right? I mean, that's a much simpler one. Come on, dude. What? It's very annoying when I find the best move without even looking at the engine or, looking for hints. I just find the best move after I make the bad move, which is very annoying at my level. Okay, one final one for now. Okay, scan the board. Two rooks, queen. They have a knight, we don't have a knight. We have 3 pawns, we have 5 pawns. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns. All right, so they are up 2 pawns, right? Okay, up 2 points. We look for checks. We don't have checks. We have this check, but it's obviously stupid. we have captures, possible captures. They're not good as well. And then we have attacks. Attacks are usually when we attack the most valuable pieces on the board, either the queen by waving a mating net. It's impossible to wave a mating net right now because everything is blocked, as you can see. So it's obviously attacking their most valuable pieces, which is the queen and the rook, second place. So the queen, how can we attack it? I'm seeing this move rook e4 because this rook, as you can see, is pinned, cannot move. So we play rook e4, give me the queen. The queen moves, we just simply win a piece. Is it that simple? I don't believe it's that simple, but I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, yeah, that has to be something like this. But isn't just, that's a free queen, though. What the fuck? Sorry about cursing. I mean, come on. I mean, just, what is this? We don't take the queen? Possibly because after taking with the queen, they can take with the rook. We play a check, they go back. And looks like they have enough compensation or attackers and defenders. I don't know. So you're telling me we don't take the queen? We take the rook. Wow. Completely ridiculous stuff. Completely ridiculous. We don't take the queen. That is insane. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Oh, I completely thought there's something stupid like there. Oh, I did not see the pawn. That's why I missed step number 2 after the assessment. King activity or king safety. Our king's not safe. I did not see the pawn on g3. I swear I did not see this pawn. I did not see the pawn. After this move is very, very sneaky one. Unpinning the rook to deliver the checkmate. Absolutely devilish of a move. Because this pawn that I did not see was, choking my king, and then the rook delivers the mate. That's why I need to sack the queen, because their queen is already, cooked. So they take me, I take them. And they possibly take here. We take, they take. And that's a bit of a... No, we just play check. We win the pawn, and our king is in time to stop the pawn. Well, hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you want, you can join my free chess improvement community. You can chat with me there and look for help if you are interested in that. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching.